the entire RuneScape video scene. And then I thought it was, I remember going back and watching one of his the very first one of his videos that I had seen as I was sitting in a game playing with him. So it was kind of one of those, you know, meet your whatever you call them, influences.
I'm watching the video that like, sort of kicked off your video making career or whatever.
What?
Which was that?
The video that like made you famous, as like you could call it. What do you think of Max Poison?
Oh yeah, the contest video. I'm still very proud of that video. 2 years ago, so I was actually, I think I was 15 at the time when I made that. So used my video camera, first time I'd ever attempted anything like this, and I literally just set it on my windowsill, right, you know, set it on the window because that was where the best lighting was, sat down on the floor and just started talking. And I had absolutely no plan for what I was going to do. I hadn't intended to explain the entire story of how I found it, and I didn't intend for it to be 5 minutes long. I really was just going to talk about Dave's video making and stuff like that. And at this point, I didn't, you know, I didn't know him. I was on RuneGamer, and I think I might have been a moderator on the X chat. I was just a regular user on the forums, and then I was on the vent. And so I was just talking, and I remember UK Avenger, Noki, do you remember, shit, what was his name? I don't remember what name he went by on RuneGamer and Evil Chicken, but it was Ian. Oh, Ultimate Ian. Ultimate Ian. I think he went by, yeah.
Ian, yeah.
Yeah. He was, I had gotten to be pretty good friends with him on a different vent and a completely different, like, life. We had gotten to be friends because it was actually funny. I was the only one who could understand him. He had such a thick and adorable Scottish accent, and all the people on the forum we both used were like rednecks in the United States and like from like Texas and stuff, and they just didn't understand him. So I used to like translate for him. He would say something or ask a question, and then I would just automatically hit my hotkey and repeat it. So we just got to be good friends, and we talk and stuff. And so I remember he messaged me because of the different time zone. I woke up the next morning after submitting the video, not submitting the video, the next morning after the contest was over, and he had messaged me like, congrats mate, and I thought he was just dicking around, so I just went straight to Dave's congratulations video. You know, he counted down from like the top 15, and I was watching all of them. Just sitting there watching them, like, oh, I was like, I should have done something like that. Oh, this one's so much better than mine. Oh, that makes sense. That would have been smart to do. And then he gets to like number 2, and I was like, damn. I'm like, I thought I might have been, you know, in the top 10 maybe. Oh well. And then I had won, so that was really cool. And then, but one of the things Dave says in the video is how he's like, I liked the carefully crafted, you know, speech and the story in the beginning, how I found his channel, and so, you know, I make you wait at the very end. I was like, yeah, I totally did that on purpose. it always, and like the Defiled video and the TehNoobShow IRL questions answers, those are all improv. I had absolutely no plan. The Defiled one was actually the second record. I had recorded it, or I had done it the first time, not the second record, it was the second attempt. I had done it the first time, but the record messed up, so I had to just redo it, and so I just did it a little differently the second time, and it seemed to come out fine. So that was always the way I worked best. I never really did well sitting there writing out a script, trying to think of jokes. It was just always easiest because I know Cam had me. I was helping Cam write stuff for his series, and the stuff I would come up with was never as good, in my opinion, as the things I would just come up with on the fly. So those are my favorite. Those are my favorite videos. And the TehNoobShow effects video, the one directly after IRL, that's also one of my favorites because it's just ridiculous. It doesn't make any sense. And yeah, that was just again me just talking for 4 minutes. But yeah, those are fun days. I got on. Mine is Cutter631. I was never, I stopped right as I was starting to gain any sort of like secondary popularity, because I was in, and I would write and then do voice and then actually appear in videos for Cam and Dave and all the bigger channels. So my own personal channel started to get some attention, and I never really intended that either. I just stopped. I never deleted any of my videos, but I did hide them several times because I just kind of got sick of having to maintain my channel. But I don't know. I still, every once in a while, I'll log onto my channel and kind of look around and wonder whether or not I want to not even continue. I never really had anything to continue, but start up and maybe try doing it again. But I'm much happier just to be in other people's and help Dave with his, and I don't even remember how many I'm in. I've been keeping track of exactly which videos I was in and how many, but then it started that any of the lines I had recorded for someone else's video, if they didn't use them, they ended up, I had a couple times happen, they used them in a different video, so I stopped that. But I'd be interested, and then a couple of my fans, like, one thing I'd always do, if I ever got a message from somebody asking me to be in theirs, or to have, to record some lines and something like that, I would always do it. If I was probably just sitting on RuneScape doing nothing, and they'd message me, I'd just be like, yeah, okay, and so we'd go do it. So I know I'm in several that are people I don't even know, and I think I've watched like 2 or 3 of them, but I think there's, I remember doing like 8 or 9 different people that I have no clue. I never really knew what their YouTube was, and they were like, do you want me to send you a link? I was like, yeah, I don't really care. I'm like, yeah, if you want to, but if you don't, then that's fine. So it was always fun. Actually, still, one of my favorite videos I did was the Ernest the Chicken Quest Guide. I still enjoy watching that one, and I think that it is held up very well. I think I did very well with the voice acting. I think I did very well with the editing and the explaining the quest and something like that. And still, not just quest guides, but how-to guides are still one of my favorite things to do, because I like to think, and I've been told that I have, a good oration or narrating, I suppose, voice when I'm dictating things. So I think it's very easy to follow, in my opinion, and I guess I've watched it so many times now, though, that I can obviously follow it. But that's still one of my favorite videos I ever made.
Yeah, lucky son of a bitch.
So
yeah, I think the voice and tits are the things I lack. Why can't I get views? Well.
Yeah, but that's why you have friends, people to do it for you. If you can't do something, you get something to do. You outsource different aspects.
True.
I'm very sure, like, I would very happily spend like 2 hours, because I never used anything except Windows Movie Maker.
Yeah,
I had Sony Vegas, and I knew how to use it, and every once in a while I'd open it and mess around in it, but I just had so much more fun using like Photoshop, Fireworks, Paint, and Windows Movie Maker. I think you become a better editor and a better video maker if you learn how the very basic tools can be used in conjunction with other basic tools to then make a better end product. So I would spend hours editing a video in Windows Movie Maker, because I would have to do every single cut by hand, and then I'd have to sit there and figure out how I could do a shot and use the film I had made, or the film I had shot, in a way that would work. And I ended up figuring out how to do a bunch of different stuff in Windows Movie Maker that I never would have known, and the average user wouldn't know. I mean, just like the HD and like 16:9, that stuff's easy to do, but something that most people wouldn't realize you could do with Windows Movie Maker, you couldn't, they wouldn't even think you could render in HD, but you can. And then I figured out how to change the default settings for so much shit. And you can actually go into, you can adjust how Windows Movie Maker looks yourself. There's a bunch of settings and advanced shit you can do. Because I would just sit there and fiddle with it for hours, and so I enjoy using it. And I can open it right now and use those to make a good quality video. You know, I never really could do any fancy stuff with like green screening or anything like that, chroma key, but I never needed to. A lot of my video making was revolving around what I could and couldn't do in the editing process, so if I learned actual skills, I could make significantly better videos, but the editing was never very important to me. It was always content and how it flowed, so. Also, I'm rambling. I do that a lot. I apologize. Yes, well, I'm sure most people think mine do as well, so I feel ya. I'm probably the only person who doesn't. And actually, I think mine do suck, most of them, but there's a few that I enjoy still.
What happened to Alaska?
The duel, or what happened to her, actually?
She kind of like disappeared.
Yeah, Summer, she closed her YouTube and then opened it under something else. I think she's actually closed it since then as well, but, I still talk to her on Facebook and every once in a while via text message, but that's about it. She got really big into hanging out, or not hanging out, but like invent and chat and stuff with Broscore, Allie, and I actually because of Cam, I got introduced to Allie a couple months before he got really popular as well. So I had known him for about a year before she started talking to him a lot, and I had known, me and her had been friends for a while, and then me and him had been also, and then she started talking to him a lot, and she just got, I don't know, she just got kind of hoary, so yeah, I stopped talking to her. Because she always had,
Ellie's a dick.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm one of the only people of the group of people like Cam and all them who still can stand him. And that's kind of why he latched onto me, was because I was somebody from the old group of friends who would still talk to him. But, I don't know, I haven't talked to him in a long time. He stopped coming on for a while when he got to college. He stopped coming on to MSN and Skype and all that. So I didn't talk to him for a couple months. And then he came back, and
I think
by
he's
then,
like back on now.
yeah, probably. But yeah, by then I had kind of stopped talking to everybody as well, and he just wanted to pick up like nothing had happened. But it had been, 5 or 6 months, or not 5 or 6, but even 3 or 4 months, online is a long time for things to change. So I don't know. I haven't spoken to him in a long time. Probably on Skype right now.
Just acts like a biggest fucking idiot in his videos though.
He's, I want to say he's not as bad in person, or not in person rather, but
not as bad.
I always had a very good tolerance for things like that, so it's probably just my own personal opinion. Like, Dave, And a lot of them, you know, who are the older, because, you know, the in late 20s and 30s, they couldn't stand him.